morning, and good night. Thank you for stopping by another video on ADHD by Wilhelm. How's it going, folks? So over here today, we're going to talk about food, diet. What does it do for ADHD? How does it affect ADHD? Does it help? Does it not help? All the above. Research is showing tremendously that what we eat really affects how our body acts, what it does, what it doesn't do, what it should do, that it doesn't do, etc., etc. So it is really important. That phrase, you are what you eat, is truly, truly important, and one that we should take seriously. So we're going to do a little deep dive today in terms of food and how it affects our body and how it affects our brain. And most importantly, if we're not eating too good, how much of a negative impact that's going to have on our ADHD. You'd be surprised. So stick around. I'm going to try to make this short and concise. And let's do some learning, shall we? Let's get going. Now, first term of definition here, we got the gut microbiome. Now, the term gut microbiome refers specifically to the microorganisms living in your intestines. A person has about 300 to 500 different species of bacteria in their digestive tract. While some microorganisms are harmful to our health, many are incredibly beneficial and even necessary to a healthy body. Now, numerous studies in the past 2 decades have demonstrated links between gut health and the immune system, mood, mental health, autoimmune diseases, endocrine disorders, skin conditions, and cancer. Now, the gut microbiome, your gut microbiome, is made up of trillions of microorganisms and their genetic material that live in your intestinal tract. These microorganisms, mainly comprising bacteria, are involved in functions critical to your health and well-being. Research is starting to show that our gut essentially is almost like a second brain. Really important tool for the body. So, I'm sure a lot of you, or some of you at least, who have watched my video, I forget which video it is exactly, but on one of my videos I talk about the infamous belt issue, where if the belt is too tight or just doesn't feel right, you're going to get nauseous and there's going to be difficulty breathing. So, the gut is rather important. And it's interesting because back when I stated that in the video, I didn't see the importance of the gut microbiome. This is a couple of years ago that I made this video. So, but now I want to go into it a bit further, especially after finding out that your gut is essentially a second brain. Are you kidding me? You need to get that bad boy on check, especially if we want to get our ADHD on check. Let's search further. Now, Wilhelm, you're probably asking yourself, what can we do to improve our gut health? Well, here's 7 ways to improve your gut health. Number 1, take probiotics and eat fermented foods. A quick Google search into what has probiotics. You can take probiotics by themselves. There's certain foods that have probiotics. I consume a lot of Greek yogurt that has probiotics. And fermented foods, kimchi for example, there's a lot of them out there. You can search it up. Number 2, eat prebiotic fiber. Number 3, eat less sugar and sweeteners. Not that hard to do for some of us. Number 4, reduce stress. Now, when you have ADHD, this is not going to be all that easy to do, but it takes a couple of steps and it is possible. Number 5, avoid taking antibiotics unnecessarily. Number 6, exercise regularly. This can be at least 30 minutes of a nice walk, maybe a little bit of a jog. Research has shown that with just 30 minutes of some light cardio, you can really get yourself out of a funk and raise up your mood and feel a whole lot better. And number 7, get enough sleep. Easier said than done for some of us with ADHD, especially the inattentive ADHD types like myself, who without the help of supplements would take about 4 to 5 hours to fully go to sleep when I was a kid. So, yeah, I have a video on ADHD and sleep if you want to check it out. It gives you some tips and pointers on how you can get to sleep. And a couple of my supplement videos mention what supplements you can take in order to help your deep sleep be deeper and for your brain to get more melatonin going throughout the night. So anyway, continuing on, those are 7 ways that you can improve your gut health, because your gut is really, really important, as research has demonstrated. So now let's find out, what are some of the consequences of having bad gut health? Let's take a look. When you got too much bad bacteria, this causes children to not be able to produce certain neurotransmitters, i.e. dopamine and serotonin. Now, those are 2 giants in the ADHD population, because most of us have issues with those 2 neurotransmitters, dopamine and serotonin, i.e. the brain's reward system. Now, moving along, there's also going to be difficulty not breaking down food completely due to inflammation. Inflammation is no joke, folks. We're going to get a little deeper into that in a bit. And as well, we see the potential risk of a leaky gut. What is leaky gut? Leaky gut, also known as increased intestinal permeability, is a digestive condition in which bacteria and toxins are able to leak through the intestinal wall. Now, if you look at a picture like the one we have up here, imagine bad toxins getting out of your gut, going in different places in the body that they ain't supposed to be. This is going to cause a wide variety of problems, like the following. Let's take a look. Leaky gut symptoms include the following. The ones in red are very common amongst the ADHD population. Let's start out. First on the list, we got chronic diarrhea, constipation, or bloating. The next one, we have nutritional deficiencies, fatigue. A lot of people with inattentive ADHD are constantly fatigued. Headaches, that's something I've noticed in a lot of people with ADHD I've worked with, a common complaint of headaches, perhaps due to issues in the prefrontal cortex. And then we have confusion, difficulty concentrating, a hallmark of ADHD. We see skin problems such as acne, rashes. Then we see joint pain. Now, joint pain is more common than you would think in the ADHD community. From a lot of people I worked with, from a lot of research I've done, this is due to a lack of collagen and due to a lack of B12 and various other reasons. And then we see widespread inflammation. Now, this is tough, because when there's a lot of inflammation going down the body and the brain, the body's not going to be able to take in enough nutrients or enough of the nutrient for it to work properly. This is going to give us a lot of issues down the line, such as the next one. Not being able to absorb nutrients like magnesium. Too much copper, not enough zinc, not enough iron, which can lead to being anemic. And this causes a lack of focus. So, some people might have leaky gut and not even be aware of it. But these symptoms are quite alarming, because when you have ADHD, some of us might already have these symptoms, and then consuming this food, or the types of food that are going to mess up our gut and cause leaky gut symptoms, yeah, it's going to make our ADHD a lot worse. And after studying and researching more about food and diet and the gut microbiome, I have come to a new consensus about ADHD and the individual. So I'm going to discuss this a little bit later on in the video, because I think it's quite important. So let's move along.